cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
And it's time for food for thought with the man himself, Uncle Lebo White. Uncle Lebo, let me bow to you right now. You did amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you for your support and the support of the platform. Why is Sammy clapping behind you? He was not there.
Oh, but he's heard the news.
No, he was not there. He does not have the right to clap.
But the show, exactly, 8th and 9th. Oh, but Papa Malik, and I know Malik was there on Saturday night as well.
Oh, I didn't see Malik. I saw you and Papa.
Yes. He didn't sit with us.
Okay.
Yeah, he was at the back, and we discussed it in the morning. It was great. But I'm wondering if you can give us a taste of the song again. Hey, ba, hey, ba.
How much are you going to pay for Gefi?
James Ebohead, ladies and gentlemen, he makes us food for thoughts every morning. And let's hear the food for thoughts for today. Okay.
All right. So, Dan, thank you and Papa for turning up, and Mark Okraku. And then also, I hear the sports guys were also there in their numbers. I'm happy.
So let me just share this observation that Mark made. When you were during the second act, Act 2 had a lot of stories about marriage and about how the challenges that people face in their marriage. Mark just tapped Papa and I and was like, now why? It means all three of us, we don't understand. Maybe that's why we are not married.
Well, a crazy ride continues this weekend, Saturday and Sunday at the National Theatre. And please join us and have a great evening. Then last Friday, I had a privilege of being hosted by you, Daniel Dazi, on this platform. The topic was how to strengthen modern marriages. At one point, you asked me about sex in marriage, and I said, without sex, there is no marriage. What makes marriage different from any other relationship is that it is the only relationship where sex has its proper place. In any other relationship, sex is not supposed to happen. I also said that couples should strive to aim for intimacy and not just sex, because without intimacy, sex is empty and unfulfilling. Anyone who was supporting you came in at one point to say that a woman cannot give herself fully in sex when she's not happy with something her husband has done or said to her. To that, my answer was, that is why intimacy should be the target of any couple. Because where there is intimacy, there is thoughtfulness and sensitivity and caring. And a man who believes in intimacy will be sensitive to the state of mind and mood of his wife before making any demands on her. If she's upset about something, intimacy dictates that a man works with her to resolve the matter before anything else can happen. When the phone lines were opened, more than one caller disagreed with my position and with the sentiment of anyone. One caller said that a woman is duty-bound to say yes to sex from her husband anytime and every time, no matter what is going on in the relationship. His position was supported by another caller who in effect said a woman is under obligation to her husband to say yes, no matter what. We did not have enough time to address these issues properly, but I left the studio sad because I could discern in their position one of the biggest reasons marriages do not work as they should. I find that a lot of men know what is expected of women, but are willfully ignorant of what is expected of men. It seems to me that there are men who believe that their wives owe something to them, but they owe nothing to their wives. So the way they see it, they can be as neglectful or uncaring towards their wives as they please, but their wives have no right to withhold sex from them. I believe it is time for us to understand that marriage is a covenant. Any love relationship is. And a covenant means that the terms of the arrangement stays as long as both of us honor our side of the bargain. If one of us fails, the other has a right to suspend his side of the bargain. If you employ a worker, you enter into a covenant with him or her. The covenant, whether put in writing or not, implies that I, as employer, will pay you a certain sum of money, monthly or weekly or even daily, in exchange for a certain level of input of productivity and loyalty from you. If I fail to pay you, I cannot demand that you continue working for me. And if you fail to produce the results I expect from you, you cannot expect me to continue paying you. We all understand that. But when it comes to marriage, we are like, you must continue paying me even though I have no interest or intention of producing the results I committed myself to. Of course, it does not work that way. One caller said, when I marry you, I have every right to expect you to meet my sexual needs anytime I want. And you cannot use anything going on in the relationship as an excuse to deny me. Well, when I buy a car, I have every right to expect that the car would take me wherever I want. The car has no right to say no to me. And it doesn't. But what if I fail to put fuel in the car? What if I fail to maintain the car properly? The car does not have any right to say no to me, but if I feel in my duty and responsibility as a car owner to ensure I have fuel and I maintain the car properly, then I'm not going to get the car to take me everywhere. Men who use the argument that when they marry a woman, she loses her right to say no to them fail to understand that if they don't provide the right fuel and maintenance for the marriage, the wife cannot fulfill her obligations to him. If you married only to get what you want with no intention of giving what you have to give, then you are going to have a very unhappy and stressful marriage. One of my favorite passages in the Bible is when Jesus explained what was expected in marriage to his disciples. The disciples had a mentality that in marriage, the man can do whatever he liked to his wife. He can throw her out whenever he liked. They quoted from Moses as an authority to back their position, much like the way men today use Ephesians chapter 5 to back their position that they have a God-ordained right to have their wives submit to them irrespective of how they, the men, treat them, the women, and live with them. Jesus told them that that was not how it was supposed to be. And then he explained what it was, what marriage entailed, and what marriage meant. And Peter, speaking for all the men, said, Master, if this is how it is between a man and his wife, then it is better for a man not to marry. Then I find that one of the most honest confessions in the Bible. I believe that men underestimate the complexity of a woman. Men expect women to be as simple as men, but it does not work that way. A woman cannot separate sex from the state of the relationship and from her feelings. And it is up to the man to understand that if you want sex from your wife, then you make sure that you have done what you can to put her in the right mood for it. If you fail to do that, you have failed in your duty to love your wife. I have a right to expect sex from my wife, but I have a duty to make sure that she is in the right mood to deliver. And God being so good, he has made it in such a way that if only a man wants to, he will find it fairly easy to put his woman in the right mood for sex. Then the rule is very simple, really. If you want sex from the girl, be nice to the girl.
Thank you very much, Uncle Ebo. I know a lot of boys who will be taking notes to try and abuse these notes, but please.
Particularly the boys that Mark pointed to. That Mark tapped and said.
No. Well, those Papaya was on them. I don't know who the other was. Oh, but it was great and very, very insightful advice. You know, speaking of Friday's show, we've been getting requests to do it again.
Okay.
So that, like you said, we didn't get time to really go into the issues in detail. So we'll try and work it out with the team and find another time if it's agreeable
Always
with
at
you.
your service.
Yeah, but I just received a message from Victor Achutamaklo, who anchors the show in Radio Max in Takoradi.
Okay.
Good morning to you, Victor. Now, he's asking you when you're bringing a crazy ride to Takoradi.
Watch this space.
All right then. You heard it from the man himself. But you know, you really denied us in Takoradi. I only saw Forbidden. That was the only play I saw in Takoradi. And I think that the Oil City also deserves the quality of Rover.
Well, watch this space.
We'll
see about that.
All right.
And thank you for honoring the invitation. And Saturday and Sunday, Crazy Ride continues.
Thank you for the invitation, and you heard it from the man himself, Uncle Ebo White. He tells us that a crazy ride continues on Saturday.